Oh, hello. I'm play a game. A modded crap, of course, because it's awful. I had a problem with my Minecraft account and it got compromised an unknown period of time ago. Uh, and I have fixed that by having Microsoft finally acknowledge that my account is, in fact, my account. Now everything's fine. Great. Now, last time that I played this, um, battling with this basin. Uh, yeah, no, they're not very good. 14 they hired product does not care at all. Not surprising. Um, but anyway, last night fighting with this stuff, trying to make brass. Um, I don't remember what I think I needed. A brass or this thing tunnels brass machine. uh, got it, Mel. I need to make these because this so I can andesite alloy these things. I think is no, and I've had trouble finding documentation. Mod doesn't seem like its documentation terrible. Such things go, um, but it's very hard to find anything because it's called Creep. If you look up Minecraft Creep or Minecraft Mod Creep, Minecraft Create Mod or that, you get how to create your own Minecraft mod like that by the hundreds, which is not what I need. So instead, uh, there's basically a very narrow library of tutorial videos I on. This thing is making rubber. I should probably get things typed out of that. That effort. I haven't actually set up a wheel yet. So this setup over here is powered by that. Water wheels are powering this thing. Takes sap out of the tree, resin, dumps in pipes. This is way, way, way just more. And the reason for that is that all had 8 buckets worth in time originally. So I set up a system to drain it out really, really quickly because it's round. So now I have a fluid container way bigger than only occasionally gets any through at all. Ah, no, that is not what I said. Not say sap. See if I can fix the size of this shadow. I'm gonna fix that between. It's like crap, but that's Everything's fine. Okay, so just while I was around yesterday, already it's rubber form. So this is actually way faster than I need. Like, way faster. Um, way a lot. Despite being very, very slow. Actually, rubber. The amount of rubber that it's making. It's not actually processing the rubber at this way that it is right now. I need to uncompact the rubber, dump it into furnace. Uh, the actual automation to make the rubber is fine. Pumps out one. So, but this is actually all the automation that I've set up. I've got a few more machines inside that are powered by those water of my base entry. I had this very nice idea of how that was going to. Got all this crap, which operates this press right here, millstones, which are for processing. Yes, I am wearing. Kill a cancer, you have to shoot it, etc. I don't know if you can hear that, but the audio is exceptionally echoey. I don't know. Clearly something that checks what the surroundings are when it's calculating how the hear that reverb. It's decided I'm in a cave. Which is not strictly speaking true, but oh, it should take about a second longer to cut off. That works. So one of the things that I need to do. There's a few things. Ooh, sorry. There's a few I need to do. One is I need to set up resource production, like raw resource gathering. One is that I need to set up resource processing with the ultimate gain goal. I haven't enough time today. The ultimate goal here is to automate everything from probably been there the whole time, but I do need to mine stuff and craft stuff. But what I really need to do is automate stuff. The goal, the ideal is to automate this. And there's a lot going on for that. This makes other things. I can turn this into but I can also turn so most of what I'm working on is based on this object. Most of the stuff that I constructed up. Like all of these employers was a saw over. If I place that this entire machine. Oh right, it's because I took Oh, right, it's because I had a so these basically you put a thing in them, then they press that thing onto whatever's below them. This is making these, or was when it part. It's stamped 3 times, twice with andesite alloy and once saw. And they pop out on this end as kinetic mechanisms. Kinetic mechanisms are for making precision mechanisms, sealed mechanisms, basically what those are. Turn them into these rubberized ones, which are themselves used for copper, smeltery stuff with them. Mostly it's just for mostly, but not entirely, for the fluid handling. Scuba gear, this thing hand draining fluids out of items on conveyor belts. I have no idea what this thing is. Thermal before. Pipes are for mobile contraptions that support and export fluids. It's all very cool. It's not that complicated. It's designed to be more complicated than normal, but like even that, it's not so bad. It's okay. It's manageable. Now the problem that into some advanced like rocketry, computer guidance, and whatever the frick these are. I don't I don't know what any of this crap is. Um, I don't. Yeah, I have no idea how to use it. Like charged quartz, something else. I don't know. Yeah, it legitimately, it's basically just spooky weird magic. Oh, Certus is for okay. I get. U cell. I think ME storage item computer for stuff in chests. Don't really. Oh, interesting. Throw the fur crystal. That doesn't. Still don't know how to charge them. Apparently, I think I'm gonna have to do it some point. Oh, this is how you get polished quartz: is you take destabilized redstone and squirt it onto, or no, you mix it, blend it with. I did mention earlier, didn't I, that the mod pack goes out of its way to make things complicated. And I'm pretty sure that the reason that it does that is specifically to punish people for playing the way that I play, which is I play factory games, but I don't bother making factories. Clock tower. I just like gears, okay? I like clock punk. Clock punk aesthetics. I think they're cool. Obviously, I've signed up for a deliberately more difficult than usual and more all about making things way harder than they need to be. Is it or is it not raining out there? Please make this go away. I don't think. Oh no, it's doing laggy. Still very laggy. Lag. Pleasantly surprised. Okay, so what to do? Um, need to pick between focusing on location or resource process. Most of my time in this moment spent back room. I can't remember. Not very good. um, that's fine. This never works the way I expect. Need more machine. Start there. That's something that I can. Hello. Welcome to. Trying to decide on do what I need. Very well. Been messing around with this mod pack for like. I understand a lot of it. That doesn't mean that I'm good at fitting it together in my brain. Which is why I've built this instead of something, sensible. Cool to make. Is it weird? Oh, cutting out. Oh, check, check, check. How's this? Is this any better? Okay, hopefully that continues to work. I made the noise gate a little bit less sensitive. Uh, yeah, so I need to fix my windmill because right now it's not generating nearly enough power. This thing is connected to the windmill. Right now it's spinning decent speed, not particularly fast or slow. And right now it's at low network stress, but that's because this whisk right here is the only thing it's powering. Everything else is disconnected. And this whisk is using up a lot of kinetic stress. Like a lot. But that's because it's going really, really fast, because I wanted it to process this quickly. But it turns out that it goes in increments of 16 millibuckets, and I can't actually put in anything until it's completely empty, because it only has the capacity for 1,000 millibuckets, i.e. one bucket. Yeah, I need to make it bigger. Got a few... Oh, I have no idea what I've done with them. Oh, here they are, white sails. I was going to turn them all red, but I don't have any dye. Yes, millibuckets. Fluids are measured in 1,000ths of a bucket. Yeah, it's a whisk. A mechanical mixer, but it's literally a whisk. And for some reason I have to use this to do alloying because I can't use my smeltery for alloying in this mod, which is very annoying. But that's kind of the idea of this mod pack. Is like things are just supposed to be done in a way that it's prohibitive to do it except unless you fully automate. Which, as I was saying earlier, is probably a good thing. Simply on grounds that, like, when I'm playing automation games, I forget to automate. Like, I don't actually automate anything because I'm an idiot. um, recipe filter. Okay, so I need these. Means that if I throw, I'm gonna make a bunch of them. Okay, so now we've got 10 harvesters. That's good. That'll keep me for a while. Yeah, I like automation mod packs. I like automation games. I like Factorio. I like Satisfactory. You know, like I really like the idea of automation, and I am so bad at actually bothering to do it. And then when I do bother to do it, I do it poorly. I end up in a situation where I've got automation set up, and then but I don't actually use it. Or like I set up one thing, but way more than I need. So that's actually what happened here. This entire area I planted as an orchard. That's why these torches are all spread out like this. And I lined it all with pipes, and I was going to attach one of these to each tree. And then I realized you could just do 4 per tree, and it doesn't slow them down in any way. So I just planted 4 trees. Cut down all the rest. This is a torture. Yeah, you're right. It is now a tortured. It was an orchard, now it is a tortured. But yeah, now I've got 4 trees making more rubber than I can possibly use. Certainly at the rate that I use my resources at the moment. And this little bizarre mess here is just powered by this set of 3 water wheels. I should probably attach a stress meter onto this just to see if I can attach anything else, but probably not. Yeah, this is consuming 128, 128, 128. This is doing 128. So I think I'm making slightly more power than I need here, but only a tiny, tiny bit. Of course, what I should do is hook up smelting, like an auto smelt to this, and so that I don't have to use up fuel on making hardened rubber. And just kind of forget this entire business with this giant tank and the zillion pumps that make it flow way faster than it needs to. You know what? I'm just gonna take some of these out because these are literally doing me no good at all. And those can be better used elsewhere. Do I have any gears? And oh, good, it is still turning the right way. Okay. Pipes. I'm just gonna fix this. Screw it. I'm just gonna do this now. I'll take these out. Jillian rubber because definitely need that right now. Okay, so this I could probably reduce that by at least one, maybe two. I mean, this is never gonna fill up. There's in a million years that's never gonna fill up. And we'll fix this so that it does not look stupid later. Why did I just use rubber there? That was not smart. We'll brace this. I don't even know. Pop that in there. That'll be fine. Okay. Casings. That up. That away until I use it. So this is filling up very slowly. It's, yeah, like legitimately, this one pump is plenty for all of these. Because these produce so slowly, it's not even funny. The reason that I had the 3 pumps set up in this huge tank and all that is just because when I started, these had been sitting out here collecting slowly so that each one of them had 8 buckets worth, and you can only empty out 1 bucket at a time and then process the whole thing and then repeat. Which was just exceptionally time consuming. So what I did was I just made a tank and just dumped it all in there, and then set up the processing. And then when that was all hooked up, then I kind of like, all right, so now this is done. We'll move on. Let's see. So this is fine. Let's get that window so I can make sure that everything flows properly because I get paranoid about that. So that's the connection and the pipe and a basin. Then we need shaft here. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess that's okay. Belt. Okay, so now this just is going to dump out any rubber that it makes into there. The press. Way. Sure. Actually, no, I don't want that facing the other way. That, yes, okay, that does work. Some gearboxes and tools. Okay. One shaft there. And best way to get up on top of this thing. Alright. And I should use a chain drive for this. adjustable. Why does this adjust? Oh, I see. Stone and dried cotton. Oh, that's actually pretty cheap. Might be worth investing in these. For now, though, I need iron nuggets, shafts, and kits. Iron nuggets on me. I guess I did actually. Cool. Jeez. Use them eventually. Okay. There's that. In the right way. This doesn't compact automatically. Okay, good, yes. Put this in here. Hold all of these. Nope. Guess not. That will be dealt with later. Now I need enclosed fans. How do I make enclosed case fans? Excuse me. Colors. Andesite alloy and iron sheath. That's easy. Okay, that's trivia. Oh, I am running very low on it. Oh, wow, very low on alloy. At least a couple of these. Oh. Better. That should behave more predictably. Okay. Don't want to do that. Okay. 10 iron sheets. Cool. Now I can make 2 propellers, and those 2 propellers. Wait, I needed. The alloy, so this andesite alloy is pretty much the basic ingredient of everything in the Create mod pack. It is not particularly useful by itself. However, it is used to make these, which I use to make andesite mechanisms. It's used to make both kinds of gear. It's used to make chutes, valves, or handles, excuse me, couplings, diving boots, depots, whisks, shafts, gantry shafts, bearings, assemblers. It makes pretty much everything. Yeah, it is. And it makes these casings, which are also sort of the base ingredient for all the machines. It makes gears, which are the base ingredients for all of the like power transmission and speed change. Right. Yeah, it's just a rock. The way that we make it is we use andesite or andesite cobblestone, and we mix it with these algal bricks, which is cooked algal blend, which is clay and kelp. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a Robin Williams impression here, but you're absolutely right. It is that exact kind of thing. So I've got some kelp for making more of it, but I'm actually gonna need to start harvesting the kelp automatically pretty soon. Like I collected a crud ton of it, but I had to travel several biomes away just to find some, and that is not a good long-term solution. That's right. Okay, so I need to take the propellers that I made and mix them with these isms. Where did the propellers go? Did I lose track of them somewhere? I did not know you could craft directly into those containers. Fans. Okay, so fans are important. Fans are important because they let us. What impression did? Oh, Robin Williams. Just from the intro from Disney's Aladdin. When, as the freed genie, he gives a sales pitch for just some random guff that he's carrying around with him. It's a good bit, but I am not Robin Williams, lest anyone didn't realize. These can go back in there. Okay. That's fine for now. I need... Okay. Get some water and some lava. Down we go. Whee! Down into the depths. I've missed my stop. Here, no. Here, yes. I think so. Yes, yes. This is where I go. That's right. Wow, that sound effect is absolutely awful. Okay. Surface. Figure out what I did with all of my metal grates. Iron bars. Cobblestone. The chest again. Crafts. I need belts. Okay, so this is going to cook rubber for me. I want that rubber to end up. Actually, right here is probably fine, as long as the thing turns the right direction. One thing about the create mod is that you end up with just a lot of crap. Like, even compared to normal modded Minecraft, you really just end up with a lot of crap in your inventory in this mod, in this pack. Well, stupid problems demand stupid solutions. And and I have a surplus of belts, so we're going to do it this way. And this is just going to litter garbage everywhere. That's fine. Now we need chest, which I forgot to make. Got our chest. Put that here and here. Don't need that there. It's completely in the way. I do need to find. Oh, good. Well, this is just peachy. Let's get a clear shot. Don't have the ability to make attribute filters yet, so this is just going to have to be what it is. It's very, very, very janky. That's okay. Drive just in case. So we need how about I've got my covers, fans, chains. I need more gearboxes. Stuff for that. Oh, I do have another gearbox. Okay. So what we want from here, we want a shaft that runs to here, then chain drive here and here. Nope, that's not right. Here. Here we put the fan. Or is that going to be? It's going not as far as I hope, but let's see if that's enough. Now we need bars here. Bars here. Now we can place our exceptionally unsafe lava right here. Heaven willing, this will actually work. Well, maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Oh good, that does actually set me on fire. Great. Of course it sets me on fire. Why would it not set me on fire? That would be silly. Okay, I might need to slow that belt down for this to work. I didn't want to do that, but I might have to. Need funnels. Funnels? Are they called funnels? I can't. Yes, funnels. That's what it is. Funnel. That will make this fine. Here we go. Okay. Those can now go in there. I don't think this is going to work. It doesn't work. Okay. So what actually needs to happen is this needs to speed up. The belt needs to not speed up. So in the room I have available, how do I do that? guess I get to go powered chain drive. That actually might not be a bad idea. See, I'll go in and improve this chain drive. See if that does work. Redstone over here. Redstone in this pack is a right pane. Which is on purpose. You have to find cinnabar ore and then crush it into redstone. That goes very slowly. But that's fine. Let's see. Big wheels. Regular chain. There, and then I need a source of power, which stick. Here. This. Yeah, okay. This is good. This is good. Come on, come on, come on. No! No! It still doesn't work. It isn't enough. You gotta be kidding me. Really? Seriously? How can that not be enough? What was that entire time? Really, that last spot right there. Ugh. What we can do instead then is we can actually speed this up twice. Let's. Nope, 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 nope. That's not what I want you to do. Maybe we bucket that back up. Okay. So we have our chain drive. We go. This. And use an chain gear shift. Excuse me, on that spot. And it with an axle here. Oh, that powers both. And that gives us plenty of airflow to get all the way to the other end. Put that back. Yeah, okay. That should be okay. Wow. May have forgotten something. It's very annoying. Yes, I know I'm on fire. Thank you. Please stop. No! Still? Really? Crap. Hmm. Okay. Jeez. use them. That slows that way down. This unfortunately also has to slow down by half unless I add more of these. This might be enough. Yeah, that's plenty. Okay, that's plenty. Right about here is where those actually get cooked. I can actually move this whole thing over a little bit. Wait, are those? No, that's fine. Ah, why have I just dropped a block of rubber? Why did I do this? It was not smart. See if this works. This is our actual test. All the crap that was in the way should no longer be in the way. Yes! Yes! It actually works now. Stopped exporting. Why has it stopped exporting? Only exports when it actually crafts. Okay. That's weird and makes no sense, but whatever. It's fine. It's a stack. Should work, right? Okay, good. Okay, so this stuff makes belts. A triumph. Uh-huh. Yeah. Is the exact kind of problem that I'm dealing with here. Now why are these coming out not cooked? I just saw it cook the whole stack without having a problem. Why is it now not able to do that? Cooks the individual ones in the stack, that. Slowly then. Well, the point is it works. If I don't touch it. Some spare lava for later, for when I need to set up more of these. What I also need to do is set up automatic washing rollers. But I don't think it makes sense for me to worry too much about that just yet. Because right now I don't have any ores to handle. And I don't have any way of automatically collecting. That came out of a tree. boy. Okay, alright. So that's that sorted out. Let's see, where do we want to do a kelp farm? That's the next thing. I need to make... I think I need to start with automating... I think I need to just not worry about anything except automating andesite. Because that's going to kind of unlock everything else for me. I've already done the rubber, which I in no way needed automated. That's fine. Like the only thing that I actually bothered to do. Toss some crap back in my boxes, and then start figuring out what I need to do. I just go backwards. Crap prepared, everything's fine. Good enough. Let's clear a space for a factory. And then pretend that I know what requirements a factory has. Let's see, I think I'm probably just gonna knock this whole hill down, because this is just kind of in my way. And I don't want it here. Hopefully there'll be some copper buried underneath all this. Make it worth my time. Oops. Just one block ahead of that. Oh well. It's fine. Oh good, more andesite. So my primary source for andesite right now is using this tool, my iron vein hammer, and any veins of this crap that I find, because it does that. This mod pack does not have vein miner in it, which is unfortunate, but understandable considering the work ethic they intend the player to approach this with. So that's how I get andesite. I think that's fine for now because I'm making, like, I make quite a lot of it at a time that way. However, I will eventually need to set up a harvester that collects that ore, not that ore, but that material. And the way that I'm going to do that is there is a contraption you can build on top of bedrock. Basically, you just make a standard like cobblestone generator out of lava, except that you build it on top of bedrock, and for whatever reason, that causes it to produce other materials besides just stone. And one of those materials is andesite. So what I need to do is set up that harvester. I need to find a suitable spot at bedrock where I can pull the materials from it, such that they can be fed into other machines. And then I need to sort out everything that isn't andesite, and then feed the andesite into the machines that need that. So the factory that I'm going to try and build tonight. Hopefully. Which is unlikely to go well, but you know what? I'm going to pretend that I'm an optimist for a minute and see if I can make it work. that a normal part of Minecraft's sound design now? Is that something they added in the normal version, or is that something from this mod specifically? The sound that you're hearing. Exceptionally echoey. And it seems to be a post-processing effect because it's happening on all sound effects, not just on the hammer sounds or anything like that. Oh, perfect. Exactly where I wanted to be. Also, can I just say the single best thing that any mod that I've ever played has added is this hammer, the Tinker's Construct hammer. Like, this should be just vanilla. Like, this is just such a powerful anti-frustration feature for me. Ooh, copper. That'd be helpful. I mean, I like Vein Miner, which basically is the Vein hammer, except it has unlimited range, and you can set it to work with any tool and any block type. So like you can mine stuff through walls or in adjacent chunks or things like that. And the Vein hammer tool that they added to Tinker's is also good, but has a wildly different effect in terms of like the details of how it actually works. It's the same idea, but it's much more balanced. Like, it actually makes the player do some form of work sometimes. I like the modded stuff that, you know, doesn't. Like, yeah, no, it's okay if you don't want to bother with this. It's not fun. You don't have to do it. That's the kind of mod that I like. The design epic. It's not fun. We're not going to make you put up with it. So of course I play Creative Above and Beyond, which is entirely about putting up with the not fun stuff. Or automating it out of existence, which is the point of the mod. If I can get my brain around it, it will be awesome. I just haven't got there yet. Stop it. Doesn't look great. Oh, right, that's because I cut this top bit off by accident. Okay. That's... I understand what I did. A little bit annoying that you can't just have one tool that does this for all block types, but that's okay. Small price to pay for actually having a functionality in the game in the first place. And goodness knows this mod pack made me work for it. Getting a smelter requires slime steel. Like, just being able to properly cast metals. Like, ugh. This whole big chore. Of course, I rushed straight to it, so it was probably harder for me than it was supposed to be. But, I mean, honestly, screw playing Minecraft without hammers and excavators. Yeah, slime steel is a material added in Tinker's Construct. You make it by taking iron and pouring molten slime over it into an ingot cast. It's a bit janky. But I got lucky and found a weird little, like, slime oasis in the middle of nowhere. Just sort of tripped over it. It's like, oh hey, I can use this material now. So I did. And now I have a slime steel anvil. Because that makes any sense at all. That anvil is what's required to make these tools that I like so much. Well, now that I've made a horrible mess, about cleaning it up some. Plenty to clear out. Honestly, with how incompetent I am at like the machinery stuff in Create at this point, it's probably more fun to watch me digging. I'm a little bit embarrassed by it, but that's okay. It's not something I've mastered. Jeez. Well, guess it's time to work on rocks for a little bit, and then I'll go repair my tools. Which, that is also a feature that the base game desperately needs. Like, repair packs. And materials-based repairs instead of like, merging equipment. That's how it currently handles. The only thing that it has is repairs. Almost there. I am also playing on peaceful, mostly because I forgot to change it back after I set that in the first place. The idea of this area sort of being naturally walled in by this cliff face, but then it was like, nah, I'd rather just have a nice flat area to build a factory. Anything else is going to be unnecessarily frustrating. And given this pack is designed to make everything just a bit extra annoying, I do not want to voluntarily incur new frustrations. Okay. So one thing about mod packs like Create, Above and Beyond, and anything else even sort of like it, really, is that you don't want to waste materials, even crappy stuff like this. That is plentiful and effectively unlimited. The reason for that is because a lot of these materials can be crushed down or sifted or otherwise like reprocessed into new things that are more useful. So for example, cobblestone I would never throw away in this mod pack because you can crush it down into gravel. And sometimes when you crush it, other stuff comes out besides just gravel. So you get a little bit of extra like flint, a little bit of, like sometimes you can get small pieces of mineral ores out of it, things like that. When you're crushing down gravel, you crush that into sand, and the sand can also have some side effects, including, in rare cases, even diamonds, I believe. I don't know if that's the case for this particular pack, but packs that I've played before with similar setups will often let you collect small amounts of diamond that way, or like iron nuggets or things, iron and gold. And with this pack, you can then take that sand and either crush it further into fine sand, which is required for like as a fluid ingredient in some recipes, or oops, you can also take that and wash it and turn it into clay, which is exceedingly useful because clay is otherwise the only renewable source of clay that I have right now. Ooh, actually, you know what? Now that I've reminded myself, I'm gonna fix my tools and then grab my replacement filters and show you how clay production works. Let's see. Go. Straight over here and pop these in. This. And that's taking like half a stack of iron right there. Fun. Fun times. It's very cheap. Cheap. These things are the only renewable source of sand and clay. Yeah, the sound effects are really good. So what this does is every time I make one of these, it's good for 300 uses. And each use of the sediment strainer produces... Oh, how does this work? Stella. Ooh, you can make it indestructible. Useful. Anyway, you can strain these materials out of it. It randomly selects with this probability. And that's the only way I have of getting clay. So what I want to do with this is the sand that I get out of this, I'm going to probably separate a little bit of it, but I'm going to mostly just wash that and turn it into more clay. And that clay gets mixed with the kelp we'll be harvesting later to turn into, eventually, to turn into algal blend, and then into algal alloy, or excuse me, not algal alloy, algal bricks. And then algal bricks get turned into the andesite alloy when they are mixed with andesite cobblestone. So yeah, it's a bit much. And the goal is, the goal that I'm approaching tonight with is have a machine that does that. It just takes those three materials, the clay, the andesite cobblestone, and the kelp. Just shove it all onto a conveyor belt, into a couple of boxes, and then have it come out the other end as andesite alloy, which will prepare future me for having the andesite materials that I need in order to build the stuff that I need later. And mostly, of course, that's just me thinking out loud about what might someday future me might be able to do. Because right now, I can't get my brain around it enough to actually make progress. Which is why I am instead leveling a mountain. Not really a mountain. I'm pretending this is a mountain so that my accomplishments will seem less feeble. There. John Henry my way through this, I guess. It's fine, right? Everybody knows the myth of John Henry and how nothing bad happened to him as a consequence of his effort. It does kind of lose something if he doesn't die at the end, doesn't it? Really want to focus on just shearing this front back off. Let's see, what is turn dirt into? I can make mud bricks. Oh. Oh. Actually, I had no idea you could do this. I can just make grass blocks. Interesting. Grass path. Slabs? The craft? Oh, that's interesting. I guess that means that I can, if I feed this through a block cutter, I can actually just get mycelium out of nothing. Which is nice. Only the slabs. Oh, I can make grassable leaf. What is a grassable leaf, and why have I never heard of it? Hydrogenic insulator, planter, coarse dirt. Oh, coarse dirt. Okay, coarse dirt. Packing. I can pack it into rocky dirt. Okay, so dirt is not actually that useful except as landfill. It is still useful as landfill. It's still worth keeping. I'm a little surprised I can't sift this, brush it or anything. Huh. All right. I suppose that's neither here nor there. Scrap off. And back to it. What I want is a nice, reasonably smooth surface for my excavator to dig into. At a minimum of blocks just sticking out at this level. I suppose while I'm doing this, given that my theme so far is like a little bit of cherry wood here and there, what do you guys think I ought to use as my main decoration color for the bits of this that I need to build, like the path from my base? I was thinking like a red carpet sort of look, but I don't really... My resources are not that plentiful other than just stuff I've dug up. So... I don't have a garden of dying, of plants for dyes or anything like that. I think I have some, I just haven't like planted them and found a way of harvesting them reasonably fast. So I need to decide on like a main block that I use for everything. Kind of decorate around that. It'll have to be from what's already plentiful, which limits the options pretty severely. Man, Diamond block. Yeah, that's decoration. Yeah. Not the single gaudiest thing ever chosen. Uh, somewhere else, stash it somewhere else, stash it somewhere. I'll just leave this there. What that? End up with an awful lot of guff knocking a mountain over. Loads of crap like. I should probably take some time to make repair kits to reduce the amount of time that I spend running back to base, but eh. That would require me to care about the time spent running back to base. Given the available resources, so far I feel like probably the way to go, decorative blocks, because it kind of fits the reddish color scheme that I've got going on. And right now I don't have any way of using it for anything meaningful, which makes it a pretty okay decorative. Just purely for the fact that it's not earmarked for something big. But it's also like that kind of horrible salmon color, which I'm not in love with by any stretch. So it would take very little to talk me out of using it. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just not a good color by itself. I feel like there's got to be ways to use it and have it look good, but I haven't worked out what those are yet. And I feel like you'd also need to pair it off with colors that I don't have a lot of right now. Yeah, like it's not a bad color, it's just like it's not a great main color for design. You gotta kind of work at making it look good. Screw digging like that. That's all the grass off the top of this. well myself here real quick. Now, fix that. But now, go back to the hammer. Teal or light blue? Teal or light blue? It's a good idea. I think I need to figure out how to make slimy grass. But if I do that, once I figure out how to make that block, I should be able to harvest slime trees, which are a nice, like, bright blue, light blue, bright blue kind of color. So that actually might be an option. It does the... Oh. Failed. The one problem with the vein hammer is that it's only with orthogonally connected block groups, which is fine for a situation like this, although it does make things rather messy for cleanup. If you notice right there, even though there's stone literally right next to it, it only got the one block that time. It uses some algorithm to determine which blocks are going to get captured by its radial effect and which ones aren't. Sometimes it seems a little bit uneven. Quite an effective tool overall. It's just messy. I don't like how irregular it is. I prefer the hammer. Well contained inventory at the moment. There. Okay. So collect all the crap that I left laying around and dump off again. Garbage everywhere. So now that I've got some cobblestone in my inventory, this might be a good time to explain what I was talking about crushed blocks. So if you feed it through, what you can do is put it through a crusher, which produces gravel. Gravel going through the same crusher produces flint, clay, and sand. Sand going through the crusher produces bone meal and lime sand, which can then be turned into limestone. That can be made into diorite. Limestone, I believe is, yeah, you can turn that into weathered limestone, and that turns into all these nice little decorative blocks, things like that. So yeah, basically you can, oh yeah, and this, oh, wait, what? What? What is this? 9? What does that mean? 1 millibucket of the number 9? Oh, these mod packs are so weird. Why are mod packs so weird? And why does nickel turn into copper? I don't. Just blazing blood. Why does gold turn into zinc? I don't understand what I'm seeing here. Okay, well, that is better off not thought about right now. Just that is one of quite a few things that is going to be a problem for future me. Once I learn what liquefied logic actually is. And why I need to worry about making it. Future me is going to have an absolute ball with that, I assume. These ores, you may notice, do not drop ore blocks. They drop crushed ore, which is, if you smelt it, it's 1/3 of an ore. So by default, you get 1/3 of one ore. With the induction smelter, you can get the ore itself, so 9 nuggets, i.e. one full block, or one full ingot out of one ore, along with potential byproducts. And with this, you get something similar. You get up to 6. And then these can be washed and doubled. So like there's a variable multiplier on it, depending on how you process it later, which I think is pretty cool. It is not without annoyance, I will admit, but still pretty slick. the cave noises kind of fade out if you're a certain distance away. Just touch. I don't have a ton to say about this process, and the complicated stuff is not what we're working on right now. Like, yep, I'm clicking the button. Occasionally going over to a chest and frantically spam shift clicking on my items to get rid of them. Not, I imagine, the most enjoyable thing to watch, but that's not enjoyable, engaging. Most engaging. But it's okay to be disengaged. If there's anything like that. These were actually organized. I might run out of room very quickly. Distant possibilities. I might have space for all the crap that I'm trying to store here. Should probably invest in barrels to condense my storage and maybe a storage drawers interface. But I don't really want to figure out how to like logistics that with everything else that I've got going on. I think if I do that, I'm just going to lose focus on actually completing the goals and get busy just designing the storage. That would not actually be very helpful to me. close enough to completing this that I'm starting to. I think I should start considering my. We need a kelp pond, which basically is just going to grow kelp at a certain height, and then in the middle of it there'll be a create mechanism that spins around a couple of harvesters, and every time it grows up to the height of the harvesters, it grabs all of the kelp. I'm going to need a way to dump the aforementioned kelp out of the contraption and into an external inventory of some kind, which will then feed into the factory. That stage of production be where it actually joins into a conventional assembly line. But I don't really know where I want that to happen. The problem is that I don't really have a good sense of how to create power ad hoc. Like I know okay how to build like big generators like that and have it work okay. But with for example, with the water wheels, the most that I know how to do with those is 256 stress units. And that does not go very far on a per object basis. There's what, 5 of those up there that have that capacity, and even adding one more machine to just these at this production speed just knocks it out. And the reason that it's set up like that is that it's just very slow to do it any other way. Which sucks a bit. Iron. I'll have to go mining for more soon. And if it wasn't obvious from my completely ignoring nighttime, hi. Mostly just a lot of digging. This was that height before, and there were also 2 of them. There's another hill of about the same size over here. There's just sort of... Is that a sarcastic wow? Or are you actually impressed? Can't tell. To be clear, I don't think you probably should be impressed. There's nothing impressive going on here. But, if you were impressed, I'd still be happy. Then I will be pleased. Have a lovely night, Swordfish. Thank you for joining. I appreciate your time and your decision to spend it here with us. So copper is actually a Minecraft, just a regular Minecraft block now. The version of it that I'm using, I think it still wasn't at that time. So it shows up as being from create, but I don't necessarily agree, but you're also not necessarily wrong. Um, but if we cut into this, I'm actually just going to leave that for a minute. You'll notice that some of this is turned green. Leave some of that. Expose it. I will work on a different part and then come back here so you can see what I'm talking about. Are you hungry? Is that what this is? I thought I could just burrow my way through a small mountain. That feels good to be able to do. Sometimes I feel like it. Can you even imagine trying to do this with conventional tools? That just sounds horrible. It could be one of the dwarves from Loathing. Game of Loathing. 7-foot dwarves. The narrative specifically goes out of its way to make it unclear whether they are 7 feet tall or have 7 feet. Which I just find delightful. Seven feet wide. Actually, I don't think that was a joke that they tried to make, which is a little surprising in and of itself. the smashy smashy. Cutting down the mountain. So I'm flattening this out so that I have a space to build a factory, basically. That's pretty much the whole point, is because I was worried about that area not being big enough. And I don't want to, like, break my brain trying to figure out production line logistics right now. So I figured I could still do something at least kind of that I can pretend is productive, which is flattening a mountain for fun. With the eventual goal of using that space for something meaningful. So as you can see, that copper ore we exposed before has started to oxidize. They actually added copper oxidation as a game mechanic. I think it's neat. Yeah, okay. Shape to smash through. Nice even multiple of 3. Therefore I can use my hammer to just bash through it. You want to see me fight a mob? I would have to turn it off of peaceful for that, but if I do that, then I can kill something, I guess. I don't know how much point there is to doing so, but it is a thing I can do. That cost me 11 iron. Oh my gosh. Keeping these tools repaired is not cheap. Almost. Just one more layer. Start with the uneven bits. So far, I believe doing this has cost me more than one stack of iron. Which is just bonkers. Uh-oh. Rapidly running out of space to store all this garbage. I think I can fold everything from the remaining blocks. About all I can carry. Whew. Yeah, that's a fair amount of space. So a little bit. Especially if I'm going to turn the peaceful mode off, I do not want things spawning in my factory. you're good. Not bad at all. This was not the right biome to build this thing. This was not the right biome for this at all. Oh well. Too late now. I'm trying to avoid the mistake that I usually make and that I see a lot of other creators make with mod packs like this. Nothing that you set up is ever actually temporary. If it's a temporary setup, it's a permanent setup. I'm kind of trying to take that into account and not be an idiot about when things are getting connected. Hello, goodbye, pigeon. Pigeon says toot toot. Piggin. I'm gonna make a resource pack for Minecraft that turns all of the mobs into like Lego minifig versions of themselves, which sounds amusing and cute. But like the pig has a person minifig torso and arms, and the chicken is like actually a humanoid, little chicken man. It's not a bad idea necessarily, but the execution is more than a bit strange. I really don't know how to feel about its existence, because it is really weird. Like the chickens, for example, despite being human, like humanoid, they're still chicken sized. It's just these little tiny Lego people running around. And that's what that resource pack thinks chickens should be like. Again, not necessarily bad, just exceptionally weird. What? Crabs are people, clams are people? Legit or quit? Okay then. Crabs are people, clams are people. So this isn't really useful for anything specific, I don't think, which does make it a good decoration block. We can turn it into other stuff, but stonebound parts with it. That's useless. Wait till I get a pulverizer before I can do that, so there's no point in keeping it. Blaze cake? A delicious treat. Oh, okay. So these are safe to use for decoration. Dolomite, diorite should be safe for decoration. Like I shouldn't find out later that I needed 6,000 of them or whatever. I suppose. Okay, so let me show you how ore processing works. So these objects can each ore pops one of these out. Each one of these turns into one nugget. So essentially, if you mine and smelt ores normally, you get 1/9 the amount of ore of ingots that you would from normal vanilla Minecraft. Now, what I've got set up so far is to toss them into these things, and you can hear it crunching a little bit. It pops out dust. And each dust, when I toss it in here or into a conventional smelter, it turns into one nugget. Or I can then wash the dust with the same kind of contraption that I used outside for the cooking, the thing that I use, the lava thing that I built. If I instead use water in place of the lava, it will so far it will double the result of this, which means that I end up with 2 ingots per ore instead of just 1, which is better. This turns it from 1/9 of normal to normal, essentially. Not quite how it works, but close enough. Yeah, so this turns into 3 of these. This can smelt into that, or if you smelt it inside the smeltery, it turns into 3. So from here to there, it turns into 3. But if I wash it, well, no, I think this is actually slightly better than washing. Not 100% sure how the numbers shake out. But either way, right now this is what I have set up, so this is what I'm going to use. And I don't think any of these things can actually alloy in there right now, even though that's normally how you would make Tinker's alloys. Because for whatever reason, this mod pack just decided that should not be a thing you're allowed to do. Kind of sucks. Oh, oops, I need more lava. So this drastically improves the outcome from mining ores compared to normal. I'm not actually sure how much I threw in there, so... Oh, never mind, it's done. So what I ended up with, for all that, is 4 ingots of iron. Remember that I broke exactly 4 blocks. And these are going to end up with 1 nugget left each, because I had that left over when I was trying to make brass. It didn't go well, as you may be aware. Got 6 blocks, 3 ingots, and 1 nuggets of zinc. Exactly 1 nuggets, of course. My zinc is outside, so I can't easily compact it. Collected. Got some zinc. But I don't actually have as much zinc as I thought I did. I think I used some of it for something. So 5 whole blocks. Six blocks out of that, maybe more. A lot of zinc. And not nearly as much copper, but still more than I had before, which is helpful. Sure. You could indeed ask. I will do that. So I will be back on this channel next week. Fare thee well, anyone who watches this.